So they are planning to derail the G20 summit. From the plane that landed last week with 153 Palestinians to all of the billboards that are going up all and around Gauteng, all of that is an attempt to derail the G20 summit. So what is going on? Mr. T is here with some tea in geopolitics. So let's dive in. So the news that is coming out is showing that there's an attempt to derail the G20 summit. Now it looks like there's multiple groups who might have multiple reasons, but their intention is the same. So the first group is an obvious one, is this country. Obviously, South Africa started a beef by taking this country to the ICJ, so definitely that's understandable. So it looks like now the information that is coming out after the investigation is that the plane that came first in October with 173 Palestinians was a test to see what South Africa will do. How will South Africa respond? South Africa didn't do anything. It didn't respond. So then they sent a second one. Now the intention here was that around Thursday, Friday, Saturday, more and more planes were going to keep coming. This was going to cause a problem for South Africa. People were going to be angry the same way that they got angry with just the second one. Imagine if 5 or 10 more planes landed in South Africa. There was going to be an uproar. So that was the intention. Now the government came out to say that they're going to be vigilant and they're going to make sure that no more planes are going to be coming from this country. Now, this doesn't mean that the Palestinians who are inside the plane are part of the plot. So all of this is being directed and controlled by this country. They control who goes into the planes, who goes into the airports, and who gets to fly out. So that was the plan. So we don't know what else they have planned, but if I was South Africa, the South African intelligence agencies need to be more vigilant. They need to be checking everybody who is coming in just to make sure, because this country cannot be underestimated. There is nothing that you can put above them. They can do anything. Now, moving on to the second part is an obvious one. That's Donald Trump, right? So Donald Trump has been saying that South Africa needs to be removed from the G20.
We have a G20 meeting in South Africa. South Africa shouldn't even be in the Gs anymore because what's happened there is bad. I'm not going. I told him I'm not going. I'm not going to represent our country there. That shouldn't be there.
Now, it looks like he's been trying to convince other people who listen to him not to attend, including Milei, which makes sense because he's already bailed out Argentina once, and then the second time he already sent them $20 billion to try to bail him out for the second time. So it makes sense why Milei is following Donald Trump's footsteps. Now, the other one is Mohammed bin Salman, who is the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. He's going to be meeting with Donald Trump, I think it's either today or tomorrow or sometime this week. So far, Saudi Arabia hasn't confirmed if he's going to be attending the G20 summit. They haven't denied it either. But we're going to see what's going to happen after he goes and meet with Donald Trump, in which I think Donald Trump is going to convince him not to come for the G20 summit in South Africa. So that group makes a lot of sense. But according to me, the biggest threat to this entire thing is the people who are inside South Africa already. You've seen the billboards, you've seen the campaign on social media. If you go on X, which is Twitter, if you go there right now, you can see that this thing is a well-oiled machine. You can see that there's a campaign to try to derail this thing, to try to make it look like South Africa is a terrible place, it's not worth investing into, and to send a message, a negative message against the country. Now, this is weird because these are the same people who said that we don't want to go to the United States. We want to remain here and build this country. This country is our country. We are South Africans like everybody else. We love this country and we want to see what is best for this country. But these are the same people who also went to the United States to ask for the United States to sanction South Africa. These are the same people who are celebrating that AGOA might not be renewed, even though AGOA affected a lot of Afrikaners. And these are the same people right now. If you go online, you will find them advocating for South Africa to be punished, advocating for people not to invest in South Africa. Now, if you say that you love the country, if you say that you are South African, blood, bone, and marrow, how is it that you can try to derail an opportunity for South Africa to actually benefit from investments? I made a video about this, talking about how South Africa is going to benefit from this if those agreements are signed. If these business people who are coming here get into agreements to invest into South Africa, to build factories, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that somebody says that we are South African as well, we're not going anywhere, we are willing to stay here and fight for this country, but at the same time, when South Africa has an opportunity to gain something via investments and via recognition, you come out to put a smear campaign against the country. To me, that doesn't make any sense at all. So I hope that the government is doing something about it. It's making sure that they're checking everything, they're checking everyone, they're crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Because first of all, this country, you can't put put anything above them. As for the United States, I don't think they will actively do something. I think that's a little bit below them. But as for the groups within the country, we have seen what they're willing to do to hurt the country. And I'm glad that there's a lot of other groups who are coming out to say that not in our name. Afrikaner groups who are coming out, who are talking on DW, who are talking on CNN, on BBC to say, guys, there is no genocide of white people in South Africa. This is a lie. So we're not going to allow these groups to say this on our name. And I appreciate people who are doing that. Those are people who you can tell that they want to build and they want what's best for South Africa. As for the other three parties, this country, Donald Trump, and these groups who fly into the United States to smear the country, you can tell those people don't want what is best for South Africa. I hope and pray that they are not successful and South Africa comes out of this with a lot of agreements signed, because we have already seen the benefits of this. We saw the stats coming out of provinces in the last quarter. I think I saw one for Limpopo. Limpopo has already released its results showing that unemployment has dropped, I think from 37 or 38% down to like 27 or 28%. So by 10% in just a couple of months. Now that's because of the investments that came into the special economic zone that was established in Limpopo. There's a lot more other special economic zones that have been established in KZN, in Gauteng, in Northwest, and so on and so forth. And with those investments coming into fruition, with those factories and buildings and whatnot being built, that is going to lower unemployment. So when groups come together, including people from inside the country, to derail the G20, to me, it doesn't make me feel that these people want what is best for South Africa. So we're gonna see how it's going. I'm going to be making a lot of videos about this. There's so much interesting news, so many things that are happening, so many investments that are coming our way if these people do come through and then agree and those business people sign those contracts. So there's a lot coming and there's a lot going on. If you like this kind of content, and if you want to follow the G20, please go and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on this platform and repost this video. And I'm going to see you there.